Hi guys.
Oh my god!
Episode 5.
Here we go.
Episode 5.
Oh,
we
goodness
totally
me.
haven't we totally haven't been dealing with technical difficulties all day for this episode.
Funny,
No.
you make good jokes. I'll remember that.
Apple, you fucking suck.
Whoa! I mean, they do, but we can't
Alright,
say
we're
that.
gonna-
This is the
Can't
evidence.
say that.
We're gonna cut straight to the question, just because I'm hoping nothing goes wrong this time. So the
Hooray.
question today is most anticipated album of 2021.
Ooh,
Good question.
Good one.
Well,
What is it?
that is a tough question.
Indeed. I think
If the rumours that Kendrick is in the studio are true, I'm going to pick Kendrick's upcoming rock-influenced
That
album,
will
because
be
that's going to
good.
be, hopefully, going to be
just
mint.
by that description alone,
That is my answer.
By that description alone, it sounds really fucking.
Can you imagine if Kendrick went full on Jen?
Gendrick.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, how heavy are we talking? Is it like rock influence in the background? Is he just going to be there like disrespect?
No,
your
I'm-
son?"
No, like the guitar sounds
I'm
like
full
crackhead
on-
snorting kind of thing.
I'm full on about like I'm full on about like when Poppy did release I Disagree. I'm on about like that full.
I don't think if Kendrick did something like that, I don't think it would work.
Probably
I don't
wouldn't.
know.
His fan base would be like, "What the fuck?"
His fan base would be confused. It's not really what kind of music he
Yeah.
makes. I don't know.
It's an interesting
It'd be funny,
idea,
though.
I don't know.
It'd be funny though.
Yeah.
It'd be really good. Noah.
Oh gosh, you know, I've been thinking about this really long and hard, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm really anticipated for Gojira's new album.
I would say the same.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
What more were you expecting? I don't,
I've never heard you speak about Gojira in my
who are
life.
Gojira?
Yeah.
I don't even know why I like them. I just really like the
I've
sound.
not
of
even
the
heard you go on about it today or anything. You know.
Exactly. I've got no idea what's going on.
Are you the same?
I
Josh?
think it's definitely Gojira. I'm holding out that maybe Iron Maiden are putting out an album. I don't know. They haven't announced anything. But
Damn.
it's been 6 years since the last one, and that's a long time for them.
We need a new Radiohead album. I've done a whole degree since Radiohead have last dropped a new album. So if they can do one, that would be
A
quite
degree
nice.
or an
Dude, if
album?
Radiohead did another album,
A degree or
You
an
are?
album?
A degree.
which one would you rather?
Radiohead do a degree.
Would you rather have a degree or Radiohead
Oh,
releasing a new
oh my
album?
God,
Stay
guys.
unique.
If Radiohead drop another album, because Moonshaped Pool's sick.
Guys,
It's
I'm getting a
so
psychic reading. Oh my god.
Wha-
Kieran's gonna say something about Disco 4. Boy. I've just got this. I've just got this
Noah,
feeling.
how did you know?
He's gonna say it. He's gonna say it. Mark my words.
Oh. Well, yeah. I don't know how you knew that, Noah. You know, it's not.
Feel it in my
I've just
bones.
got that.
Feel it in my bones.
I got a funny feeling in my dick, and it told me that this is what's going on.
No, I don't think that's I don't think that's a psychic reading. I believe that's You a lack lied! of nutting.
You're simping for Disco 4.
Yes, I'm fully simping for Disco 4.
Daddy
We
4,
talked about
Daddy
it in a
4.
last episode, and I realised on Spotify it says part 1, and I instantly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was there like.
My cock was right.
I'm telling you. I don't know how many times we've had this conversation
I know.
now.
It's just,
But it's not good. There's not going to be a part 2.
I know how
telling
many
you.
times have you said this, Jack?
It's not going to be
I
part
have
2.
no idea what's going on anymore.
Isn't.
Oh, but
It's the niche thing now.
but speaking of albums,
Oh wow.
what are we talking
What's
about
an
today,
album?
Jack?
Who's picking? Oh, is it mine?
It's
Oh,
your.
I never-
Conveniently enough, I think it's yours.
Imagine. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't
Are you
be,
going to talk
no.
about computers
So-
that are green?
Who is it this week? Oh, it's me. Code
Oh, I was
Orange,
close.
bro. Yeah, I didn't know what to pick for this week, so I picked Code Orange because I really liked their album that they dropped last year. And this album is filthy. It's disgusting. It's vile, but I love it. There is a lot of dirt, dutty breakdowns, absolutely filthy tones and production and glitches and gent parts and ear rape vocals, but it all works incredibly well.
It just works.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on this absolutely just outright disgusting album?
It is definitely
think this-
outright disgusting, but
Disgusting.
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 Well, it was fucking one of years.
I kind of feel like this album is a little bit like an aneurysm, but in musical form. Just in the sense of it's so sporadic. It's just sort of out of nowhere, and you'll just get these random glitchy bits, and you'll be like, "Whoa, what the fuck is going on here?" Like, yeah, I really, really like this album.
It's just
I
Tourette's.
love Code Orange, and I really like this album. Like, I think it's so good. Just in terms of like the song structures, instrumental usage, I believe is the word. Yeah, honestly, I think it's all really good.
The sonic instrumentation.
Oh, damn, those are some big words. Did you go to uni to learn them? I know I did, and I still don't know them.
What did you study in uni?
Code Orange.
Music.
I studied the thesaurus. I studied Code Orange.
And I still don't know what to say about them.
I have a degree in filth.
You know what? I've been playing a lot of Doom lately, and I could easily see Code Orange being one of the bands that like just sort of like plays the background music while she plays.
Do you know? I was
That'd
thinking
be
that.
sick.
I was thinking that.
I would like that.
I think it'd be sick. Like, don't get me wrong, Mick
That
Gordon.
would be so much fun. I mean, all of the Doom music's sick
Yeah.
anyway, but like,
But I could easily see
King,
it.
real King shit.
I could easily see it, like, or at least that band doing some, doing music for that style of game or that style of thing. Like, it suits that genre. Just that sporadic violence, I think is the word.
That's a good idea. That. Yeah. Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
But yeah, that would be peng.
Pen.
Kieran, give us your thoughts.
Okay, so in terms of just because we listen to a lot of rock music, and then this as well in turn is making me listen to a lot of rock music as well. Or you say rock, but it's a bit more than rock, isn't it? It's filth.
It is filth.
Yeah, and I was intrigued at the very start. Like, I thought it was a very atmospheric opening, and just the undertones of just how it was sonically was at first making me very intrigued, because the mix is impressive. I really like what they've done, and I felt like dynamically it was great. And they incorporate this kind of glitch effect throughout the album, where the music just stops for maybe like about half a rest or even a quarter of a rest. It's very quick. And that's really effective. I've not really heard it done before. They implement sound effects as well in the album itself, which it gives it an extra layer, which I thought was really nice. However, for me, post track 7 is where it just started to decline for me, because it felt like they just revealed all their tricks at the very start of the first half of the album. So like this glitch effect and the stuff what they were doing with the mix. So by the time it got post track 7, I'd already heard it and it was being done again, and I was just like, oh, okay, all right.
I have to agree with you there. With a lot of the glitches, it gets a bit distracting after a while, but the album starts off like absolutely fantastically. Swallowing the rabbit hole, that opening riff
is a good track.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really
Absolutely
good.
ridiculous. And then I think we've also got to talk about we've got 2 vocalists on the album in the band. You've got he was the drummer, but now is just the vocalist, I think. Is that
was he the drummer and the vocalist originally?
He was. I think they've got. I think they have a touring drummer now.
Because the
then,
guitarist
Reba
sings
Myers,
as well, doesn't she? Yeah.
And she's got an amazing voice.
It's
Really
really.
She's probably the better. She's probably
really
the better of the
compliments
two.
The screams and that. I think the
It
songs
really-
that
it really
she
suits.
sings on.
Even her screams.
The
Even her
songs that
screams are really, really good.
I mean-
like,
Even the riffs that she's playing as well are just.
she's incredible. She's a really. Good
I would give
musician.
it that as well. I couldn't decipher who was screaming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're all very good, and I was just
I
like,
can tell.
I think
her
I think the
scream
songs that she
from-
sings on are the
yeah.
ones that more like stand out a bit more. Like
Yes, I
Who I
agree with
Am
that.
is
I
probably
agree
my
with that.
favourite song on this.
I like Who I Am.
Who I Am is a tune. I think my favourite songs are either Swallowing the Rabbit Hole or I really like In Fear, just for the vocals in it. Just,
coincidentally enough, those are on the first half of the album.
Yeah.
They are.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, Underneath's also a banger, which is the way
I really
it ends.
like
I like
it. I really like how it ends. It's just the bit just before it ends is a bit like.
I mean, for me,
it could be better.
For me, I was just by that point, I was glad it was ending. But that's just my. I think it was the opposite of when we talked about Bill Murray. It's the opposite effect. You know, it's too long. Like I felt like it's 14 tracks long and it comes up to 47 minutes in total.
Yeah.
But I really feel like some of the tracks could have gone. Like they could have cut out some of those tracks, so it was a bit less, and maybe I wouldn't have been so fatigued by the end of it if that was the case.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
But you know, I appreciate what they've done because. Again, I did write down the mix is definitely impressive. You know, they've done some stuff.
I think they've done really well to balance like all the electronic stuff that's kind of like like that Slipknot on steroids vibe with the sort of raw energy you get from the band playing. I think the mix of that is pretty perfect.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that one.
It's just the glitchy parts for me. They just really sell it, like how it'll just be like this breakdown. You'll think it's a normal like gent metalcore breakdown, and then you'll just hear like
just some random.
And it'll be like a CD like
thing.
like scratched,
everything just stops,
and you're just like, is everything like fine? Is my connection okay? And it's just I love it when a song just makes you like think like, what the fuck's going on? Am I okay? Am I okay? Am I healthy? Is everything all right at home?
Sporadic volume changes as well. Something that's really cool.
I must admit, I did think when I was listening to it, my Spotify was like failing to stream, like a split 0.5 millisecond. You know what I mean?
I fucking love it when it does that.
It's like,
it's also like it'll be one song will just be like loud metal, and then somehow it still manages to go up a notch, and you're like. How do you go up from the song's already at 11?
Yes,
how do you go up again?
They somehow manage it.
But they somehow manage to.
You go up by making it 12.
You make it 12, but 12s aren't allowed.
No, it's like Noah's rating system.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
No 0.5s or over 10s.
What's going on here? I'm so confused.
If you give a 12, you're booted. You're banned from the comments.
Oh dear.
Oh man. But other than that, I don't really have much else to say about this album. One other thing that I had down is I wish there was more songs like Underneath scattered throughout the album.
Yeah.
Because then it would mean that the glitchier, heavier breakdowns, like, they would hit more if there was, like how Kieran was saying, like Kieran mentions how he likes his albums to have downtime.
I kind of think Swallowing the Rabbit.
I feel like if this album had one or two songs that are a bit more sinister, if there was a couple of songs that are a bit more like sinister and like quiet, it would act as build up for the others. But because it's like 11 out of 10 for like, in terms of energy for like most of the album, it's just like
yeah.
Then it feels like it could do with like
a bit more dynamic.
If Underneath was a little bit earlier, if there was,
I kind of think like. But
that's my only real criticism. Other than that, I think pretty much most of this album is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite metal album of last year. Definitely has my favorite metal song on it from last year. With Swallowing the Rabbit Hole.
But
I coincidentally on the first half of the album.
I know. I agree.
I think
Major point,
they should
Kieran.
have ended it. I think they should have ended it on Swallowing the Rabbit Hole. Controversially, I think that would have been a really good ending song.
Yeah, they should.
I don't know. I really like it as an opener. I really like it as an opener.
I like it. I like it as an opening.
Just one song.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
but it's like, I don't know. I was kind of thinking.
But I think it's too good of an opener. It's a fantastic.
It's just a good
opener.
song. You could put it anywhere on the album, and it'd be
drum
really
bit of
good.
With as well how the mix was, because I want to say like I haven't heard of I haven't heard Code Orange's stuff before this album, so this is my first album with them, and I don't know how they do their music on the other albums, but I felt like there could have been more strings in this album.
Strings, interesting.
Okay. Strings, just like string arrangements, even just because I think it was on track 7 actually. There was like a little string motif thrown throughout the song, and I was like, yes, yes, but I feel like that's just because, you know, I was getting burnt out and I needed something like.
I do think it needs that variety.
Like-
And that's the thing for me. I've already given it a high score, but if it had more variety, it would.
Yeah, it was.
Push it up
I think
for
it
me.
was like just the general overall timbre of the album was just
Oh.
the same. You know,
Oh.
Dan Price would be proud.
Should we go to the scores then?
Yeah, no, we'll go straight to the scores. Yeah. Go on, Jack.
Well, I'll start then. Well, it was one of my favorite albums of last year, and to be on that list, on that playlist of my favorite albums, you have to get at least an 8 out of 10, and that's exactly what this got. So
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty great. It's not like a 10's perfect. It's not there, and it's not like nearly perfect because it just needs that bit more variety. But like, it's a pretty great album. It's a pretty fucking sick metal album, to be honest, and it's got some breakdowns and some shit in the metal album that I've not really heard before. So yeah, I gave it an 8.
Cool.
That's my score.
Nice.
Bam, done.
Nice.
Next,
Josh.
Josh, will you give us your
So
score?
I think this album started off really well. I think I liked how it ended as well. I think the middle is where I had problems, and certain things got a bit distracting with the glitches and that. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 because I think I'd probably go back to certain individual tracks more than listen to this album as a whole. But it's definitely strong.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll go next. I think. Yeah, I've given this an 8 out of 10. 'Cause, I think as a metal album, I really love it. The opening few songs, again, exceptional, really good. It sort of loses me towards the middle and possibly towards the end. I still really like Underneath, but again, I think Underneath could have possibly been moved up to not the end. I don't know. Personally, I'm not too keen on it being at the end, but that's just me being very nitpicky.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah,
Yeah.
It's quite different.
aside from that, I felt like it was very fluid. I felt like it flowed really well up until sort of the middle point. And again, I feel like it's quite forgetful almost once you reach that point. But again, I still really enjoyed it. 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, fair dues. I
What are you saying, Kieran?
I gave it a 6 out of 10. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Beef.
It's only cause and I wrote this down. To me, it starts promising. It really does, because I was intrigued as soon as it came on. I was like, oh, I feel like this is going to be an album I really like. However, then the second half of the album, to me it just suffers because they just show, I guess, maybe too much at the start. So then by the time the second half does roll round, I'm there like, I've already really heard this now. Like, you know, I was like, and like the glitch effect, because to me, I don't know if they've ever done that kind of glitch effect in other albums.
Yeah, they've
or
done it.
if it's like
It's
if it's
fairly
a
common,
staple.
I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, so this being the first album I've heard of them, I thought, oh, it's just something they've done for the album, you know, like a little staple of the album. Hey, look at this, we're going to stop the music for about half a rest, and haha, gotcha. But yeah, they did it at the start, and then they were including that same effect post track 7, and I was just like, it's not impressing me now. It's getting more annoying than being like, oh, very clever.
Oh, I get you, I
know.
get you.
So 6 out of 10. I would listen to it again though. But I would, just to have something different to listen to.
Yeah.
But I can.
Well, that currently takes over Health as our 4th highest rated album, with a solid score of 29. 29. I genuinely thought it was going to get more. I thought it was going to get
I
more.
kinda thought it was
Still pretty good.
It's a pretty good score. Don't get me wrong. I just thought it was going to get more.
I mean,
Well.
it's probably because of me, because I'm surprised that's on one of your favourite albums of the year, to be honest. Like, I am actually surprised by that.
I love it. I just think it sounds so.
It's each to
I've
their
just
own,
not
isn't
heard
it?
an album that like, especially last year when a lot of albums got delayed and there wasn't actually that much albums released. Like,
It's a
I don't
good
know.
point.
Yeah.
That is a really good point.
I don't know. My album of the year list last year is quite strange because my mindset was in a strange place because of lockdown and that. So it's quite a strange list. It goes from like Code Orange to like idols to like Biffy to
All
like
over the place.
it's a weird list.
No.
But yeah, 29 Code Orange underneath.
Nice.
Bam, mic
Wow,
drop.
I'm still
fun.
gonna get so intrigued by the more of these we do, and then we'll just have the overall list.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Well, the
albums,
leaderboard's
or-
gonna. If we keep doing this every week, the leaderboard's gonna get to like 50 something albums.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And then
Bill Murray's still gonna be in the top 5.
yeah.
Go on, Bill.
We'll
smashed it.
like the start of 2022. We overlook the last year's like leaderboard, and we're just there like mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Bill Murray's
Well,
rightfully
anyway.
placed.
That's the end of the
Thank
episode.
you very much for watching.
Comment.
Click the
subscribe.
notification bell. Find us on Instagram, Facebook.
Listen, Spotify.
All the
Thank you very
things.
much.
Never miss an episode.
Have fun, guys.
All of the hashtags.
Hashtag support small artists.
Small artists, small businesses.
Jeez.